On my way into town today, Bellingham, I was on the freeway and a big pickup truck pulled right up behind me and got closer and closer on my bumper and just stayed there and started flashing his bright lights at me. And I wasn't going to be intimidated and I wasn't going to be bullied. I was in the fast lane. I was going between 60 and 63 miles per hour most of the time and keeping with the speed of traffic. And he pulled up right behind me. Now, after a few minutes of harassing me, he could have gone around and passed me because I wasn't going to be bullied. I call them white men in a truck, white man in a truck, because these big, huge pickup trucks will bully people. They're very aggressive. They never yield. They're really bad drivers. And so I decided to keep going up the freeway, and he hung back and he did not pass me. He hung back, meaning he just kept following me really closely, and he refused to go around like all the other traffic that wanted to get in front of me. But I wasn't going to move. I was holding my ground. My message is, you don't not bully me like that. And I went way up the freeway past where I was going, and he was right behind me the whole time. I jumped in front of a car, in the slow lane and then exited the freeway really fast. He followed me off the freeway. I turned around, came back down the freeway, and I thought, he's following me. He got on the freeway right behind me again. I thought I can either call the state trooper, and I thought about calling 911, but I realized I really didn't know where I was on the freeway. I've never done that before. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm just going to go to the police department. And I was able to verbally tell my Waze, navigator that was open, go to the Bellingham Police Department, and navigated easily to do that. So I exited off the freeway. He, of course, followed me. This was going on like 10 minutes or something. And so I started heading for the police department. And after he followed me exiting the freeway and going down the road, he then pulled away and went somewhere else. I saw him. He quit following me. So I think he was a local. He knew that I was headed for the police department. He didn't want to be anywhere around. But this is what happened to me today. And I'm really annoyed with aggressive people that have no patience. They think everybody has to get off the road, move over as soon as they crawl up on their bumper. And they want to bomb down the freeway and speed and make everybody get out of their way. Well, people like this cannot control their temper, and they take it out on people. They drive dangerously. And I was simply driving down the road, minding my own business, going with the speed of traffic, basically. And I did hit my brake lights once or twice, which I'm sure really inflamed him. But he was out of control. And I just decided, you know what? I'm not going to accommodate this guy. By the way, I did call the police once I got off the freeway and pulled over and stopped. And I told her where I was. And she asked if he was still following me. And I said no, he had followed me off the freeway. But then as I kept going down the road, he pulled off and went in another direction. So I really think he was somebody local that knew I was going to the police department, at least headed in that direction. Apparently there's a jurisdictional issue. If I was still on the freeway, I think that maybe the state troopers would have responded, rather than the city police. I had been thinking about getting a camera for my car, front and back, because I was having a hard time trying to get his license plate and a description of his truck. It was like a big, huge Chevy truck, but he had his bright lights on. So I was having trouble kind of trying to zoom in on my phone on his license plate while I was driving down the freeway. But I think now more than ever, I think I'm going to go ahead and get those car cameras because I think they would be safe to have. But I got home safely, and that's what happened.